the government should not be picking winners and losers.
So as we talk about this litigation, do you think if there is an appeal in your case or in one of the other cases we've talked about, that ultimately this ends up with the Supreme Court, that this goes all the way to the top?
I think that definitely could happen. I mean, certainly, I mean, we've said this publicly. We are in it till the end.
So you'd take it to SCOTUS?
100%.
Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. That, of course, is the Ripple CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, in the intro. Yeah, talking about going as far as it takes, and that would include the Supreme Court. As attorney Bill Morgan points out, the Supreme Court has always been in the cards since the lawsuit began in 2020. And a pretty big historical day for Bitcoin today. The fourth Bitcoin halving is now complete. It occurred on the 840,000th block at 12 a.m. UTC. And the Bitcoin miner via BTC, who's located in Hong Kong, triggered the 50% less rewards now. And it'll just roll down to 3.125 Bitcoin per block. The block also had a record fee, 2.4 million. Yes, and that was used to carve runes into the rare Satoshi. Runes, similar to ordinals, allows people to etch and mint tokens on chain. Runes will function more like meme coins, and there are already hundreds of runes projects. OKX today was the first exchange to launch a one-stop hub for trading and etching on their marketplace. Earlier today, we had a bump in the price. Bitcoin was trading 3% up. It's slipping back just a little bit on the 24-hour. So those green candles, yes, have spread across the market, but as you can see in the top 500 here, it's rather mixed. Okay, we've got a very interesting post coming from David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple. He said that many years ago, when he was talking to Chris Larsen, Chris had told him that he wanted him to be on board at Ripple because he was loyal. And in the moment, David interpreted that as loyal to him. He would be loyal to him so long as he felt that he was the right guy to run Ripple. And he goes on to say that Chris Larsen is rational. And if he can't persuade him that he's right, maybe he's not. And he continues that, but the truth is that I'm loyal to whatever earns my loyalty. That's true even in my personal life. If I felt Ripple didn't deserve my loyalty, I might not publicly condemn them out of self-interest. I do hold a lot of Ripple stock, but I don't need to keep working at Ripple, and as soon as it's not fun, I'll stop. And I don't need to publicly say things I don't believe. I've tried to avoid that trap my whole life. Keeps going on here that he tells people that I don't want their loyalty if they don't think I deserve it. That just hurts both of us. He thinks that you'll find that those that know him, even his harshest critics, admit this. In fact, many of them criticize me for exactly this, though usually without realizing that's what they're doing. Let's just cover a little bit of the XRP community news. Do you remember Cindy Young? She was the managing director in the UK. She had the UK and Europe as her territory and also served on the board in the UK. Well, she held that position from June 2021 till December 2023, about 2 years and 7 months, and has since now landed at a company called Zinc. They do a lot of research, and they also raise capital for companies that are good for people and the planet. A big congratulations to Tony with the Thinking Crypto podcast. He has published his first book. It's called Rethinking Crypto. And yeah, it's available on Amazon in print or digital. And Vet, who has some pretty good dry humor, is making a comment on Elon Musk saying that any accounts that are doing engagement farming will be suspended and traced to the source. Vet said that the XRP community will be decimated. I had to laugh. As token 2049 went off even with the great flood of Dubai, there was a big announcement that came from Tether. This is a Ton blockchain partnership. Ton is a decentralized layer 1 blockchain, and they operate with Telegram. Telegram and Tether will exclusively work together in tokenization. And with the 600 to 900 million active users worldwide, the 8th most popular social media app, I think, is going to go crazy over this new partnership. If you really think about it, look at the new customer base they're going to have with the 1.5 billion registered users, with an expected user base in 2025 reaching 2.2 billion. Yeah, I'm very impressed with this announcement, and let's listen to a little bit of that in this clip.
So we are announcing the launch of USDT on Ton. Look, there are so many blockchains that are asking us to integrate USDT on their chain. But one of the really rare things that you can find is the ecosystem that Telegram built with the principles that Telegram built. Telegram has a small headcount. Paolo was talking about, around 60 people. That is pretty much the headcount that also Tether has, right? With good teams, with small teams, you can achieve immense things. And especially when you combine this expertise together, when you start combining ecosystems, you create the holy grail of you can create the end holy grail. So everyone from social media, from all the different communication platforms, they are trying to monetize their user base. But I think the way they're trying to do it is completely rooted in let's use fiat, let's send around checks, or let's use the banking system. That is not scalable. That is not scalable to empower users, to create loyalty into the users, to make users participate to the growth of the ecosystem. You need something that is quick. You need something you need money that is programmable. That is what USDT on Ton will enable. So the integration of USDT on Ton is already live. So today we launched the integration. We did already the first issuance. So you can expect the integration or be already live in the Telegram wallet. This is the type of collaborations that I think good companies in our industry should be doing, because when I think about the missing parts of the cryptocurrency industry is exactly the user experience. You can see some beautiful screenshots on how this all will work. Thank you. Thank you, Paolo.
And to take you out on this video is John Deaton, who is running for Senate, working to unseat Elizabeth Warren. He was on a radio talk show the other morning and took live questions. I think you're going to enjoy the question and the answer. All right, everybody, until next time, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
I heard in the beginning that you spoke about you growing up in poverty and getting out. It seems that Massachusetts, as the rest of the country, the government seems to be failing the poor families there and elsewhere. How do you, as someone who escaped it, how do you propose that we fix it without necessarily overburdening the taxpayers and keeping that even-keeled line?
Well, that's a great question, and something that I'm very passionate about. It's why Elizabeth Warren is going to be vulnerable to me, because if she wants to talk about income inequality, right, that's supposed to be an issue that she believes in. It's not a political slogan to me. It is my life. I've dedicated my life to it, and I want to show people how to do it. And you talk about burden on taxpayers, my approach is fundamentally different. I've lived on welfare and food stamps. I've watched my mom beg, hoping that an extra $10 in food stamps would come in. I don't want to give people a few extra breadcrumbs. I want to show them, give them the skill set of how you own the bakery. And so it is a fundamental different approach to Elizabeth Warren. You know, Elizabeth Warren is great at fighting against, for example, the wealthy and the rich. Well, that's not what I do. What I do is I fight for the poor and the middle class. It's a fundamental different approach. It's not about tearing down people. It's about lifting up people. And so one specific issue that I would completely amend is the credit investor rule, which excludes 92% of the population. Nancy Pelosi and her husband, they get to own pre-IPO shares of Visa at a discount, but regular people can't. And so you've got to show people how to get appreciable assets, financial education. It's about creating independence from the government, not more dependence. And I'm looking forward to that debate with her and showing people a fundamentally different approach to solving the problem.